All right, what's going on, people? I'm gonna make this one real quick because I got things to get to. So today or a couple of days ago, I came across. Well, this is a person I'm subscribed to. I listen to on a lot of different topics, and I don't have anything to say because I'm not a person that is combative. I'm not combative. When you're speaking some things that are facts or fallacy, most of the time I don't say anything depending on how I listen to everything that you say. Some things point out more than others. But this particular thing kind of hit a nerve. It struck a nerve. And the reason why it struck a nerve is because it focused more on some narcissistic character traits. It focused more on some personalized things that the person has a problem with. Now, if you've been listening to me long enough, that I don't necessarily call people's channels out because that's not what I do. I'm not a gossipy person. But what I am is I like to correct things that are wrong, right? I like to fix things that are wrong. I like to fix that type of stuff. So that's why all of my content is usually geared towards perspective wisdom, things that I've dealt with and all of that stuff. So the topic was about fat black women. Now, the reason why I have such a big problem with it is because the reasoning behind the person not liking fat black women was the health issue. They always wrap this thing into health, and that's not what it is. What it is that you project, you see yourself a certain way. Now, the new thing of today is self love, right? But self love seems to only come from validation from other folks. So you only love yourself, or these people, not everybody. I'm not speaking about everybody, but I'm speaking especially to a group of people. They only love themselves when they're getting praise and when they're getting compliments and when everybody is loving how they look. When nobody loves how they look, they can't love themselves. That's a problem in itself, and you should be able to recognize it like that. But if you can't recognize it, then it'll take a little bit of time, but eventually it'll come out. Eventually it'll stand out to you. And if it doesn't, I'm here to give you some understanding of how to recognize it. Now, the person said they get on the metro and they see fat black women all the time in spandex and tights and inappropriate clothing. And this is the thing about our black women. We've adopted being fat, and we have encouraged this thing. And what we need to do is eat more healthier and be healthy. I have seen a lot of women who are bigger women, size 18, 20, 22, 24. And I used to be in the military, and I go to the VA hospital on a very regular basis, and you have to fast for a night and come in and give your blood, and they give you all your blood work and your levels and all of those things, and we're all together, in the military. So most of the time we'll share paperwork, we'll share stories and things like that while we're in the waiting room. And these women, right? I'm not even talking about the men, not even talking about the men. These women have excellent blood sugar levels, no high blood pressure, no diabetes, no craziness, nothing borderline, nothing highlighted in yellow that their numbers are a little crazy and they need to work on this or something like that. And then there are women that have illnesses. Not every illness is cancer or diabetes or heart disease. Some illnesses pack on weight. Some illnesses drop weight. Depression itself will cause you to pick up or drop weight. And no matter what you eat and how healthy and organic you eat, you can't drop or gain the weight to get to what's called a healthy weight style without some type of help, without some type of medicine, or without some type of a different type of encouragement, or maybe something else. You never know what it is, right? And what people like to do with those people is they'll say that's the exception to the rule. I'm dealing with the majority. But the problem with that is that what you're dealing with is not the majority. And I liken it to this. When you have an affinity for something, when you have a love for something, or you have a hate for something, you have a strong dislike for something, whatever that something is, you're going to see it a lot in your life because that's what you're focused and fixated on. And this is why people tell you all the time, people, gurus that try to help you with business, try to help you with gaining money, try to help you with changing your mindset. They always say that you have to change your mindset. You have to change the way you look at things. And once you change the way you look at things, things will change for you. Well, that same thing goes for how you feel about fat black women, right? If you always look at fat black women as unhealthy and they fat and I can't stand it and why do they got to wear this and oh my God, I don't like it and it's disgusting. I know she's eating 12 donuts and 5 pieces of fried chicken because that's the only way she's fat like this. I'm not talking about you if you have a disease. I'm not talking about you if you suffer from depression. I'm not talking about you if you suffer from anything else. I'm talking about the collective. I'm talking about the majority. Well, who are the majority? Do you know that the majority of people suffer from some type of illness, whether it's mental or physical? And sometimes emotional. And these things all work with our body chemistry in different ways and fluctuate. Also, you have to factor in finances. Just because you're at a financial level in your life doesn't mean that fat black woman that you are disgusted with is at a financial plateau in her life. She may not have hundreds of thousands of dollars in her bank account to go shop at Trader Joe's and all of those places and eat organic and exercise every day. You know, maybe she's comfortable with the skin she's in. Maybe she understands the affliction that she may have, like depression, or maybe she does have diabetes. Maybe she does have high blood sugar. And maybe she tries to follow what you say as far as cleansing yourself and you got to eat these things, and it may have thrown her into a diabetic coma or diabetic fit, or maybe it had thrown her into something else that didn't agree with her body chemistry. But when you speak like this is a sign that you're not wise. You just have a key to a whole bunch of information and I guess you can say knowledge, but I would just say information, right? You don't have the wisdom to know when to apply that information to certain topics and subjects. So you trying to shame somebody or talking to them in a condescending tone or derogatory manner to get them to start exercising and eating right. You have no idea what they're doing in their life, right? And then for the people who listen to you, you could have some listeners that are suffering from the very thing that you're talking about, but because you didn't take the time to educate yourself and then meditate on that situation and give a wise counsel about whatever it is that you want to talk about, you could you could derail somebody because they could have been exercising and dieting for the last year and only lost a pound or two. And now they can't figure out why. And here you come along calling them fat, black, and ugly and disgusting. And they know if they ever did meet you in person, what you're going to think about them. And therein lies another problem, right? The same problem that you suffer from yourself. You're looking for validation from other people because when you go out, you may say you're not, but we are all looking for validation in certain areas, right? Everybody looks for validation in an area. That's just the way we're programmed to be living in this society. That's just the way this society is. You see something, you don't like it, you're disgusted with it, you try to change it, and if it doesn't change to fit you, then you separate yourself from that thing. You don't know how to fix it, so you get disgusted with it and you move on. You don't know how to fix fat black people, right? But maybe there's not something for you to fix. Maybe you don't have to fix fat black people. Maybe you have to fix how you approach people. Maybe you have to take one or two people that are having a hard time, that are struggling. How about you take some money out of your bank account and help them go grocery shopping and start teaching them and putting them on the path, if that's their problem. And if depression is their problem, how about you go to a couple of doctor's appointments with them? How about you go to a couple of doctor's appointments with them if they have diabetes or heart disease or stroke, or they're super morbidly obese and you're trying to figure out why. You know there's diseases that causes people to have bigger sides of their body or bigger extremities, large hands, large feet, and then skinny on one side, and they have to live with this. And when you start talking the way you talk in an uneducated manner without wisdom, then they think you're talking about them as well. And you're saying, oh, well, if the shoe fits, or you don't care, or this message should get to the people that it needs to get to, or if you feel offended, then you just feel offended. Or if you don't like what I'm saying, then do something about it. Is that a challenge? You want me to challenge you because I have a weight problem? And it might not even be a problem. Maybe I like the skin that I'm in. Maybe I am confident and who I am and what I look like. Maybe I'm okay with it. But you're sitting over there afar, disgusted, and you try to wrap and cloak what you're saying inside of, I want you to be healthy. What if they are healthy, but they just don't fit how you think they should look as in being healthy? Being healthy is not a look. I can't look at somebody that's 150 pounds and oh they got the little six pack and oh they look good in a dress and a mini skirt and they snort lines of cocaine and they drink until they throw up. Oh, but that's healthy though, because if you were on the metro and you seen this 150-pound good looking woman, then she's fine. She's good. She's all right. I don't have to focus on her because she's not fat. So what you visually hate, you're gonna lash out at, but what you don't know undercover, it's okay because as long as you look the part, it's fine. That is a very rudimentary and childish way of thinking. And if you're going to be on these platforms, especially YouTube and Twitter and the Facebook and all of that stuff, if you're going to be an influencer, if you're going to be talking to people and trying to uplift them, if you're going to be spreading information, you best take the information, the knowledge, and all the avenues of approach you have and meditate on it. Look for some wisdom from some folks that are older than you and been through what you're going through and did it 10 times over, bought the t-shirt and gave it back. And then you speak on these things because the people that are coming up behind you need a sound understanding of what it is that you're trying to convey. And what I'm conveying to you right now is that fat black women are not a problem. If you think they're a problem, then you got to take a deep look at yourself in the mirror. Did you used to be fat? And now that you're not fat, you're judging everybody that is fat. And you think that everybody can get skinny like you got skinny because we're all the same, and we're not. For as much as there's 7 billion people on this planet, there's 7 billion different types of bodies. There's 7 billion types of mindsets. There's 7 billion types of body chemistry that reacts different to certain things. So what you can eat, somebody else can't. What if the organic food that you're eating, what if the supplements that you're taking, they're allergic to, or they're allergic to an ingredient inside of it? We got to stop this. This is another tactic to divide us. When you can't accept somebody based off of their visual, based off of how they look, when you can't accept them, you want to change them into something that you can accept, and then you can be bothered with them. So if the shoe was on the other foot and everybody in the world was fat and black, all the women were fat and black except you and a couple of other people that are around you, would you try to gain weight to fit in? That's the thing that we're always talking about. Am I a heavier guy? Yes. Have I always been a heavier guy? Yes. I had to fight people in the Marine Corps about my weight because I'm at 6 foot. I'm supposed to be 193 pounds. And if I get to 198, then they're kind of looking at me sideways. And I was 215. And if you don't believe me, you can go on my Facebook. It's the same as my name, Collins Johnson. Go on my Facebook, click on my pictures. You should see me out there as a Marine. 215, 15% body fat. And to somebody, I was a fat fuck. That's what I was. For 2.5 years, that's what I got called every day. I got ran into the ground 3 miles a day. I had people come to my house, look in my refrigerator, make sure I ain't eating snacks. Nothing. People who think like you. So I'm not bashing you. I'm correcting you. You need to take a different approach at how you're going to help. And I hope that there's some fat black women in your life that you're around on a regular basis that listen to you. I hope that they are, because they may not tell you to your face that they feel some type of way about what you said. But you should be able to see it in their body language. You should be able to see it in the fact that maybe they don't want to be bothered with you as much as they normally do. Maybe they're trying. And if you do see them trying, and okay, are you helping them? Are you pouring money out of your pocket? Show me where you put your money at, and I'll show you what you love. Take some time to get yourself together before you start speaking to other people in a hateful manner and you don't even know it's a hateful manner. Because there's a lot of people out there that took that video of what you said and they're hurting right now. They're feeling even lower than they did before because now they can't do anything. Oh, I don't like it, but I can't do nothing about it. They're not gonna find you to fight you if that you can't act hard over the internet, right? I'm not gonna make this super long. I'm gonna stop it right here and just go into saying, take some time to get some wisdom behind what you say. Fat black women are not the problem. Are there fat black women in my life that I'm married to, that are my sisters, that are my aunties? Yeah, they are. And they all got good personalities. And they're all excellent people. And they're all comfortable with the skin that they're in, and they never demean other people for what they do or don't have. They don't look at people in judgment. They're just good people. Am I saying that because they're my friends and family? No, I'm saying that because some of them that are my friends I got to know. I got to know over time. And this is why I can tell you that there's a lot of factors that affect people's weight, especially black people. There's a lot of factors. And if you're not willing to attack the conversation from all of those different angles, then don't even have the conversation. Y'all have a good day, man.